What's up guys, welcome back to the channel, but first check this out. What's going on everyone? Again, welcome back to the channel. So if you don't know who I am, my name is Kyle and this is my 2023 individual Interlagos Blue G80 M3. What you just saw is Dinan's new carbon fiber strut brace for the S58 G8X platform. So today I've got it specifically for the G80 M3, obviously. I've been looking at several strut braces on the market. For those of you that have seen the engine bay of a stock S58, it's somewhat bland. There's something left to be desired. It isn't the best that we've seen. So I wanted to continue the upgrade of my OEM Plus build for this M3, and I've been looking around for different strut braces to kind of improve that feel, and there were a couple on the market that I saw that I liked, but nothing really stood out to me specifically that kind of jumped out, and I knew, oh, that's the one. And then when Dinan released this one recently this year, the look of it, I love it. It's OEM Plus look, kind of fits similar to the OEM style. Gloss carbon fiber, obviously they do make this in a matte, I believe, but of course sticking with the gloss for this build, but the matte does look really good. But this one also has almost like a M4 CSL style. You may or may not have seen the M4 CSL when it released. It has a whole different style of strut brace. It almost has like two different connecting pieces to the upper and lower strut brace, and it gives it a cool look, extra rigidity, and I thought that was really cool. But of course I didn't want to go with that specific one. It's very expensive, and I wanted something a little bit different. So when I saw this one, it kind of had the best of both worlds, and that was kind of the main reason why I went with this specific strut brace. Off the bat, this thing is extremely light. I mean, I'll throw up the weights right now so you can see the difference between this and the OEM. It's pretty substantial, and this thing is very, very strong. It's carbon fiber, so it's gonna be strong, but the rigidity is gonna be pretty high as well. So definitely saving some weight, which is a good thing, because if you saw my last video installing the skid plate from Turner Motorsports, and if you didn't, I'll link it right here. But if you did, the underbelly of the car, specifically the oil cooler, is much more protected now because it was very exposed. But that definitely added some weight. Yeah, I took off the OEM plastic, which weighs nothing, but also protects nothing. And then I installed the 8 gauge 5052 aluminum skid plate, which does wonders for protecting it, but it definitely adds some weight. So, hey, you know what? Give and take where you can. So it's not all about weight saving. Sometimes you got to protect things, but maybe I'll save some weight where I added the weight with the skid plate. We'll see. But without further ado, let's jump into it. So step one is simply removing the OE strut brace. There's 9 total bolts. You're gonna have a 13 mil bolt right here, and then you're gonna have 8 15 millimeter nuts, 2, 4, 6, 8. And then once those come off, the strut brace comes right off. So if we take a look at this, this is the lower portion of the strut brace. Pretty sure this right here by itself is heavier than the entire carbon fiber upper and lower section of the Dinan one. If I grab both of these, almost like a 6 pound almost difference between the two of these, and you can definitely feel it. I mean, this one is substantially heavier, half the size of this one. So pretty big difference. So as far as the hardware goes, you will be reusing the 13 mil bolt from OE on the very front part of the brace. And then Dinan supplies these lightweight 13 mil nuts, recessed nuts, so they sit more flush compared to the 15 mils. So the 15 mil OE bolts are going away, and you're getting a new set of lightweight 13 mils. So, which is nice because all 9 bolts will now be 13 mil. Let's go ahead and get it installed. So as you just saw, this brace went over the studs really easy, and all 8 of these studs line up with the holes. If for whatever reason the holes don't line up over the studs, you may have to make an extra adjustment. In this case, I do not, because all 8 of mine line up. But the strut tower support hat, which is right here over your suspension, and this is your damper plug right here, you may have to remove some of this plastic housing to access the strut support hat. There's 4 top bolts and then 2 accessory bolts here. You may have to loosen those up and just maneuver the strut hat until these actually fall into place, and then you can re-torque these down. These are not actually attached to the suspension components, so it's not going to affect your alignment or throw anything off. It's just a support hat. But that's how you would adjust it if the strut brace didn't line up with these studs. For whatever reason, sometimes, you know, cars move around, they get some miles on them, maybe you track it hard, some things torque and twist, everything moves in cars, things are, you know, things have play and slop for a reason. My car is newer, only 5,000 miles on it, so that could be a reason why mine lined up. But in the event that yours does not line up, and that's what you would loosen up, and that would give this hat adjustment so that these could then slide over. And again, as I always say, good rule of thumb, I'm gonna put these on finger tight, maybe even less. Before we torque everything down, all 9 bolts should be in place so that everything fits in a line appropriately, and then we'll tighten everything down. All right guys, that wraps it up for today's video. As you can see, it looks incredible, especially paired with the Dinan carbon fiber intake. They go seamlessly together. Obviously they were designed that way because it's from the same company. So again, that really kind of puts into effect the OEM plus look I'm looking for. Dinan likes to have their products, from what I can see, very symmetrical, which I like. Other products on the market aren't, which have a cool look, but it just bothers me because that's just how I am. So this product, insane. The gloss on there is incredible. Obviously it matches the intake perfectly. The other carbon fiber pieces I have on there matches perfectly. So fit and finish, really good quality. I freaking love this thing, and easy install. I mean, again, this is a very simple install. If you have a 13 millimeter, 15 millimeter, and a torque wrench, you are good to go. So again, guys, thank you so much. I appreciate it as always. I appreciate you guys, and we'll catch you on the next one.